Alrighty, good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shad. I am your host. Welcome to Ram Relations, one of the only shows here at Ram Radio where we get to talk about relationship advice and just advice in general. This is a very special episode because I actually brought one of my residents here. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nally.
Yeah, so we'll just get right into it, starting off with getting to know Nally a little bit better. So tell us a bit about yourself. Like, how long have you been here? What's your major? Some fun stuff like that.
This is my second semester at ASU, and I'm an English major with secondary certification because I want to teach English for high schoolers, sophomores.
Ooh, interesting. What made you pick sophomores out of all the grades? Were they, like, the least problematic in your eyes?
Well, I used to want to teach 7th grade, and then I decided I wanted to teach high schoolers, and I feel like sophomores are the 7th graders of high school.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I would, out of all of the grades, because, like, seniors, they're definitely they're pretty much adults at that point. They're, or at least they think they're adults. But, yeah, and then you have, I'd probably say sophomore and then really early junior or like that 7th grade class. But when you said 7th grade, I almost got scared because I was about to have to apologize for what you were about to put yourself through.
That's what everyone says. So.
Middle schoolers are nightmares. 7th graders are the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how are you enjoying ASU so far? You said
I'm
you've been here
really
for 2
liking
semesters.
it. I love it. I've made so many friends, and I found my home church, and I've just loved it.
Nice. That sounds really great. That's something that I've noticed a lot about ASU is that they have a very small but very homey community and environment. So a lot of people say like, oh, I loved my university. I feel like some of the only people who would actually say that and wholeheartedly mean it are people from ASU, because this really almost feels like a home away for home for a lot of people.
Right, I completely agree.
So we're going to just, if you have anything else you want to add or tell us about yourself, maybe like a hobby or some fun facts. If not, we can get right into the next section.
I love listening to Taylor Swift.
I had no idea.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I never would have taken you for a Swiftie.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
What's your favorite album?
Oh, that's hard. Right now, Speak Now.
Speak Now? Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Yeah. What's yours?
I'll be honest, I haven't listened to enough Taylor Swift to know their albums by heart. But my sister listened to a lot of Taylor Swift in high school, so if you play a song, I'll be like, oh, I know that one.
Oh, good. I love that.
Yeah, my roommate was actually a really big Taylor Swift fan, according to his younger sister. So maybe not the most credible, because little sisters love to tease their older brothers.
Right.
But yeah. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Anyways, we'll get right into the first section of this, which is kind of our generic question section, where I'll ask some questions that I normally ask. And this is usually where we get different answers, or the answers are kind of just there to get the people situated and kind of understand how this works. So my first question for you, are you in a relationship? And if so, how long have you been in a relationship?
Yes, I am. And we just hit 3 years last week.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. That's
Thanks.
I feel like we have to have a counter for how many really wholesome or really positive relationships that we have on this show. Because I think that's the longest recorded relationship in our generation, pretty much.
Oh, wow. Yay.
But yeah, so so what made y'all, what started the relationship? How did it begin?
Well, it was my sophomore year of high school, actually, and I had just joined band, and I, played the tuba, and one of the, other tubas was like, you have to meet my friend, and then I met his friend, and I was like, yeah, I'll go to the dance with him, and then we started dating, and that's how it all started.
That is crazy. I think the craziest part about that is that you said you're a tuba. Mm-hmm. I was a tuba when I was in band.
No way.
Yes, I was, That's not me trying to that's not me trying to connect with my guest. No, that is a fact.
That's a fact.
Yes. I was our best tuba player. But
Oh, I was our worst, so.
well, I can't really say too much because there was only 2 or 3 tubas, but I was carrying the section for sure.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah. So what initially attracted you to take that avenue? What made you realize, oh,
To play the tuba?
No, sorry.
Oh.
To get back on a topic, what made you first think about your boyfriend? What's your boyfriend's name? I'm sorry.
Micah.
Micah. Mm-hmm. What made you first think about Micah and be like, Yeah, I want to date you.
I don't really know. I think I just got really excited. He was a year older, and I was like, oh,
wow. That is... I mean, at least you're being honest, right?
Yeah, that's how it, like, really. And he would, like, let me play what music I wanted in the car. So I was like, perfect. Wow. I can listen to Taylor.
Really just a really great man.
Yeah.
So my next question would be, what was your first date with Micah? Outside of the dance, of course. Which dance was it? Was it prom?
It was like winter formal.
Winter formal. Ooh.
Yeah.
So what was your first, like, official date?
We went and got pizza at, like, this brick oven place in Abilene. And we just ate pizza, and then we went home. But, like, it was fun, because we, like, talked over pizza, you know?
Yeah, that's honestly really sweet. And just another proof of, like, going out and having, like, going to a restaurant is still a valid date. I feel like a lot of people will try to get super extravagant or super unique with it. Like, let's go to the trampoline park. Or let's go ice skating or something. Those are really good dates, but they're called the classics for a reason, too.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I say classics like I'm super experienced in relationships. A repeating joke, guys, incoming. I have not been in a relationship, but you know what they say, coaches do not play.
Oh, wow. Exactly. That was good.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and segue on to our next generic question. Do you know the 5 love languages?
Can I try to name them? I think I
might.
Okay.
We might make this a little mini game, a little quiz. Try to get all 5 love languages.
Okay, physical touch, quality time. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Words of affirmation. What is it called when you buy people stuff? I know that's one of them.
What are you asking? Like what the name of a present is? Another term for present?
No, it's like one of the love languages when you buy people stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Gift giving. Is that the love language?
There you go. Gift giving.
And what does it start with? What's the first?
Starts with an A.
I don't know.
Acts of service.
Yeah, doing stuff for people.
Yeah. Hey, not bad. You got an 80, a 4 out of 5, so that's really good.
Pretty good.
Better than some of the people that I've had on this show. But yeah, so those are the 5 love languages. My question for you is going to be a 2-parter. The first part of it is, how would you rank them in terms of you receiving that love language? Like, number 1, like, this is my most common form of receiving love language, or like showing me affection that I react and appreciate. Mm-hmm. And number 5, they're all important, but number 5 being like, this is the one that, like, out of all of them, I would be okay without having the most, right?
Okay, I get it. Okay. Number 1, I think physical touch, because I love hugs. And then probably words of affirmation next. Wait, what were the other 3? Acts of service.
Act of service, gift giving, and
quality time.
Quality time.
Yes, quality time. And then I would say the gift giving, and then acts of service.
Acts of service. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to go into a little bit of explanation in the order, so like why.
Okay.
So you already said physical touch. You love hugs.
Yes. Yeah.
Words of affirmation. So what made you pick that for your second one?
I don't know. I feel like I talk a lot, so then I like whenever other people talk to me a lot and tell me things that are nice. Like, you know, it's just like, oh, great, thank you. I love that.
Write that down, guys. Compliments are good.
Mm-hmm, very good.
And then the third one is quality time. I feel like that one is a little self-explanatory, but if you want to give a little bit of, like, how you appreciate quality time being spent.
It's just nice to know someone can put time aside for you, you know, because, like, we're all busy people. So if they can, like, work you into the schedule, that's nice.
Work you into the schedule is wild. yeah, babe, I might be able to schedule you for 4:30 to 5.
Wow, 30 minutes. But yeah, that's why I'd say that one.
Yeah.
And then gift giving. I mean, it's so nice to be given something, but I feel like that's not something I need, you know?
Yeah.
Like, of course I love it, but it's not my top priority.
Yeah.
And then acts of service, being 5. I feel like I don't fully understand what that one is, so I've always just said it's 5.
Yeah, so acts of service, to kind of explain to you and the audience, it's kind of just doing things for your partner or, like, helping them with stuff. Mm-hmm. An example from the last show that we did, she said that acts of service was kind of up for her, like, I think it was, like, number 2 or 3 for her, but she was like, acts of service is really important to me because, and she's like, I like to imagine it as, like, my boyfriend getting me my favorite drink from Starbucks, even though I didn't ask him to. Or, like, knowing that I'm having, like, a rough day, so he goes and gets me something to make it feel better.
Yeah.
Or, like, he cleans the dishes because he knows I'm having a rough day, or, like, something like that. Like, just small things or big things, depending on, like, what the act of service is. But, yeah, it's, like, stuff like that. So now that you know that, would you put them in any different order, or would it say roughly the same?
I'd keep them the same.
Keep them the same? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I would say how I received them, but unfortunately, I have never been in a relationship, so I don't know.
Aww.
However, the next part I can answer, but you'll be going first. The second part of this question, how would you rank the 5 love languages with you giving them? So how you give, how you show your affection and love to other people.
Okay. Again, I would say physical touch is 1 because I'm a hugger to all my friends. And then I think words of affirmation would stay at 2 because I don't know. I feel like I love talking other people up, you know?
Yeah. You're just a conversationalist.
Right.
To put like a non like I'm a yapper type of term.
Yes, very positive.
Yeah.
And then I think I want to say gift giving might be my 3. I don't know. I've gotten a lot better at, like, if I see something, then I'm like, if it reminds me of someone, I'm like, oh, I'll go and get it for them, you know?
Yeah.
And then...
That's really nice. Not a lot of people I know will see something and be like, oh my gosh, that's so Shad, or that's so Naly, and then, like, get it and give it to them.
Can I give you an example?
Sure, go ahead.
My
friend
Skylar, she, we always go get Chick-fil-A, and then I don't like pickles on my sandwiches, but I'll get the pickles ones, so then I give her my pickles. And then the other day I bought her a toy pickle.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me, an example of gift giving from my family. My dad loved Moana when it first came out. Like, if my dad loved a movie, you would know because he would rewatch it at least once. My stepmom said that she swears he watched it like 20 times in the span of like 2 or 3 weeks. So when she went to, he loved that movie. That he did that for his like time when he got off of work and he didn't want to do anything. He'd watch Moana.
What an interesting choice. I mean, it's a great one.
It's a great movie. I think Dad just like really liked the like music about it. But anyways, so it's like Disney. She goes on like a Disney World or like Disneyland, like not vacation, but like a business trip. Like her boss took her to Disneyland as like PTO or something. And while she was there, she got my dad Hey Hey from Moana. Oh. Because he always thought it was funny. He's like, that bird's funny.
The chicken, yeah, he's so funny. Oh, that's a good one.
So we have physical touch, words of affirmation, gift giving.
Yes.
And we have acts of service and quality time left.
Okay, I want to say probably quality time would be next. I don't know. I feel like I don't like being alone, so I spend a lot of time with people who I like putting myself around, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
And then acts of service. I know you explained it, but I feel like it's just always my number 5. I don't know why.
No, I get that. So this is actually, before I get into my part, I'm just going to make a funny little joke that I did, that I started doing last time. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to start, so just to clarify, your number 1 and 2 for both receiving and giving is physical touch and words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. The last person, with their love languages, I kind of concluded that they were kind of like a cat. Mm-hmm. Because she was, like, not too much on physical touch, but she also loves spending quality time, and it was, like, she's not really good at receiving it, but she also, like, would give it if, like, necessary, or, like, it was, like, a whole thing. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I would say you're almost, like, the exact opposite. You're like a golden retriever.
I've gone told that before.
So I'm right on the money.
Yes, right on the money.
That's a funny term. But anyways, so my love languages, how I would rank them, number 1 for me is quality time, because I feel like spending time with somebody and just getting to know them is very important to any relationship, romantic or not. Right. 2 would definitely be, I'd have to say, acts of service. Mm-hmm. And number 3 would be physical touch, and those 2 are close and almost interchangeable, because I always like helping people, and I like being able to be there for them and like to comfort them. So like hugging. Right. And I think I'm a very helpful person, or at least I try to be. So those are my top 3. And then quality or acts of service, or not acts of service, gift giving and words of affirmation are kind of at the bottom. Not because I don't appreciate or like I don't like giving them. It's just more like I see those as 1, 2, and 3 are the main types of love languages or whatever. Mm-hmm. And those two almost always are complementing or with one of the others.
I could see that.
So like with words of affirmation, I can say a way of doing that, like other than complimenting, is like comforting a partner. Mm-hmm. You would also probably be hugging them. Like you're not going to be like 10 feet away from me like, it's going to be okay, I promise. And at the same time, you're not going to be like, it's going to be okay. You're over. Just calm down, breathe. Like you're not going to be monotone about it, you know?
Right, yeah.
So that's why those two are lower for me. But yeah. So the next topic I wanted to ask you is actually moving us into our next section, which is a date section.
Okay.
So this one is more about dating advice, dating in general, date ideas, stuff like that. So the first question I want to ask you is there any dating advice you would like to give to the audience?
Talk to each other, communicate, just everything, honestly.
Yeah. Any advice for like picking dates? Like what good ideas for dates?
Well, picking dates, I don't know, just whatever y'all two like, you know? Don't do things that y'all hate. Like, if y'all hate bowling or you're both really bad at it, don't go bowling.
Well, that's true, but counterpoint, if you're both bad at bowling, it could be a little fun activity. Like,
That's true.
Because if you have two people that are really bad at bowling, but they both love bowling, it can still be a fun competitive thing. It's like, who can get above 50? Let's go.
That's true, yeah. But, like, if you both don't like it.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Mm-hmm. The next question I want to ask is, what, in your opinion, is the best and worst date you could go on?
Like that I haven't? So, like, it could be, like, a dream date that's...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, like, best date that you can think of, and then, like, the worst date you can think of for you, like, in your relationship.
Okay, I would say the best date is, you know, in Tangled, whenever they go and throw the lanterns in the sky on the little boats.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I would say that would be the best date ever. I don't know. I think it's so beautiful, and like all the flowers just...
Especially because of like the meaning behind that in the movie.
Mm-hmm. In the song that they sing. It's amazing.
Well, what's your boyfriend's name again?
Micah.
Micah, write that down. But yeah, and then what would you say is like the worst date idea you can possibly imagine? The
worst date? Oh, I mean... Going to, like, the trash bins. I don't know. I don't like trash. I like a landfill.
You know, I think that's a very controversial take that you're giving here.
Hot take.
Hot take. Trash, not good. I would say trash is trash.
I'd say so.
But no, like, try to think of, like, a realistic date. Like, maybe not, like, the worst date, but, like, a date you wouldn't really vibe with. Like, something that doesn't click with you.
Okay.
To give you, like, an example, like, the last person in the last show, her answer for, like, a bad date for her would be, like, a concert, because it's loud.
Oh, okay. I love concerts, so that's not for me, but I'm thinking probably to go, like, okay, I love shopping, but I don't like trying on clothes. So, like, if we had to try on different clothes.
So you hate going dress shopping?
No, I love going shopping, but I hate having to try it on. I just want to buy it.
Oh, I get it. You're like, you see a dress, you like it, and you're like, I want that one.
Yes.
And then they're like, no, you have to try it on to make sure it fits. And,
then the date's ruined. Yeah. That's what I wouldn't like.
That's when you walk out.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. So I guess the next question, to get a little bit away from like the personal opinion on this, or like how you would react, and go into more general, what is a date that you would recommend, like a really good date that people can go on for a first date? And the worst date people can go on for a first date.
Okay, the worst for a first date would have to be like the movies, because you can't talk. And I mean, unless you do talk, which that would be fine, but I don't know.
You're like, I don't know if the people sitting next to you would like that.
That's just not a good first date, because you don't get to know each other, and you don't even get to... I don't know. Not the movies.
No. I get what you're saying. A lot of people would say that because you don't get to communicate.
Yeah.
One thing that I've found that can kind of like counteract that, what I've heard from people who say movies is a good first date is like, you can go to ice cream after and talk about the movie.
Okay,
but that seems more like a two-part date than a because especially since most guys are not that clever with dates. Like, I think if we had a survey, the most complicated or more like detailed dates would definitely be from the girls' side, like the girls making the date or coming up with a date. Guys would just be like, let's go eat. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go to the park.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say not the movies. The ice cream idea, though, that would be, like, a good idea. Yeah. Maybe for, like, a second date, though.
Second date, yeah. Because it's, like, it's chill, so you just get to talk. But it's nothing, it's nothing to, like, write home about. But it's also something that's, like, it's really thoughtful. Especially if you both like ice cream.
Exactly, because ice cream's great.
If they're lactose intolerant, though.
Oh, yeah, that's not the best idea.
Unless they don't care. But yeah, so the best date idea in your opinion, or like a good date idea recommendation, if you will.
I'd say like probably going to get food. Like if maybe you can go get brunch at like a little coffee shop. That would be fun. Like, I don't know, or always dinner, you know, like at a pizza place. That'd be great.
Yeah, you're like maybe like a brick pizza place. Who knows?
Brick oven. I don't know.
Yeah. So, if we have time, I think we do have time. What would you say is the most interesting date you've been on? Like maybe not interesting in like just in general, but something that like stood out for this date. Why it stands out in your mind? What made this date unique to you?
Okay.
I mean, with 3 years, hopefully you've gone on more than just that brick oven date.
Yes, I have. I'm just trying to think. 3 years is a long time to single one out.
And that's by the way, that is a very committed relationship. People don't really think about it, but most relationships in our generation, I would say maybe 6 months. That's like the longest most people in, especially our age group.
Right.
Because our generation is just not good at keeping a relationship going.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. And I honestly want to give you a little round of applause, like congratulations, because that is really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, if you don't have one, if you can't think of like an interesting date idea, maybe like the funniest.
Okay, I'm really thinking. I promise my brain is at work. Oh, one time it was like all of my friends went and then I invited him. Does that count?
I would say that counts. That's like you adding him to the group and then making it into like a little date, It's like you're having a date and then you have all the spare wheels.
Yeah. All of my friends and we went to go to like a drive-in movie to watch Despicable Me and we dressed up as Minions and then I invited him to come and then we all dressed up as Minions and that sticks out because like we're Minions. That
is so hilarious. Did he dress up as like Gru?
I think he might have. Honestly, I think he did. Either that or like the Dr. Nefario guy.
Yeah.
Because I want to say he has a lab coat on, and I don't think Gru does that.
Oh my gosh, that's just hilarious to imagine. Like you dressed up as a minion, and then Micah, just dressed up as like this old scientist. Just, do you like the date, sweetie?
Oh no.
Which Despicable Me was it? Was it like the second one?
It was the second one because some of us were purple minions. I was a yellow minion. I got you.
So, this is where we're going to go into a little bit of a rapid fire question section. I'm only going to ask you like 2 or 3 questions, so it's not going to be anything too serious. And hopefully it's not going to be something that you have to like sit down and really think about, you know?
Okay.
But if you want to like go into a little bit of detail, like maybe like a minute or 2 minute detail on it, you can, right?
Okay.
So this first question, chocolates or flowers?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to explain why?
I love chocolate.
You love chocolate?
It's so good.
Yeah, you hate flowers?
Oh, I love flowers, but I love chocolate. It's so good.
Yeah, you love chocolate? Mm-hmm. Okay. Rom-com or fantasy for like movie date?
Rom-com.
Rom-com?
Because they're funny. I like the older ones, yeah.
The older ones? How old are we talking? Are you talking about like early 2000s? Are you talking about like... Yeah.
Not like crazy old. Yeah. Early 2000s.
Can you think of a rom-com off the top of your head?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Wow. That was not prepared. She just had that on top of her head. That was impressive. That's another round of applause for you. All right. Last question. Music or... reading?
Music.
Okay. would you say that you would rather, now, if I were to change the subject on that, would you rather read a book with your boyfriend or listen to an album with your boyfriend? Which one?
Taylor Swift with boyfriend.
All right. Ooh, that actually reminds me. One quick question, because it is Taylor Swift. What's your favorite breakup album that Taylor Swift made?
It has to be Red.
Red.
It has to be.
Yeah, that's probably, I was going to say Red earlier because it's like one of the only ones that I know, and I was like, I know that was a breakup.
Yeah, it was a fiery one.
Ooh, well, I mean, yeah, Red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like fire.
All right, so this is the last question, and this one is going to be the last question that I always say. If you had any advice, a single piece of advice or multiple piece of advice, however you want to say it, if you have any advice you would want to give your audience for relationships, relationship advice in general, what would you say and why? Or just what would you say?
Always be kind to each other, and like as a Christian, make sure you're equally yoked with your partner, so that not one of you is like pulling each other down or, and just keep on running to the Lord together.
That's really sweet. That's another wholesome, we've had two wholesome guests at Ram Relations at the same time, like almost back to back. This isn't normal. Well, it is normal, but like usually we have like some people that are more wacky. But anyways, thank you so much for your time, Naly. I hope this was a really great experience for you.
Yes, it was amazing.
Of course, and if you'd ever like to come back, we will always we'll welcome you here, and we'll try to make it a little bit more interesting for you the next time, because we'll try to change the system up. But thank you guys so much for listening. This has been Ram Relations. Hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to Rodriguez, Miss Rodriguez, I think is her title. Dr. Rodriguez. I'm sorry, Dr. Rodriguez. Today is her birthday, and she is actually the whole head of the communications department. So happy birthday, Dr. Rodriguez.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And with that being said, my name is Shad.
I'm Naly.
And we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yay.
Take care.